Today, we're not just talking about decisions, we're talking about attention. Because your life is nothing but the sum of where you place your focus. Every opportunity you missed, every project you failed to launch, every habit that now controls you, all of it started with a single, small surrender of your attention. So today, I want to teach you something that will fortify your mind forever. Something that will help you direct your attention like a laser, making every subsequent decision sharp, powerful, and clean. This video is not for people who want to stay busy. It's for people who are ready to take absolute command of their energy, their time, and their mental space to operate like architects of their own destiny. Let me ask you something. Have you ever spent an hour scrolling mindlessly, started 5 tasks without finishing one, or tried to work while constantly checking your phone? That's not because you're lazy. It's because of something called attention contamination. Let me explain. What is attention contamination? Imagine your mind is a clear glass of water. Every notification, every quick distraction, every piece of gossip, every irrelevant piece of news you consume, each one is a drop of mud. What you end up with is murky, undrinkable water. Every time you switch tasks, your focus has a residue cost, the time it takes to fully re-engage. And when your attention is muddy, you can't make clear decisions. Not because you're weak, but because your focus is fatigued. Let me give you a real example. A study on office workers showed that the average person is interrupted every 3 minutes, and it takes them up to 23 minutes to get back to the original task. That's contamination in real life, and it's silently stealing your peak hours. So what's the solution? To dominate your decisions, you need uncontaminated focus, a ruthless filter, and a few powerful rules. No 1. Build the wall. Defend your first 90. You don't need to be available to 50 people the moment you wake up. That's a trap. That's how your energy is compromised before noon. Masterful people isolate. Unstoppable people disconnect. Your first 90 minutes after waking are the most expensive piece of real estate in your day. Guard it fiercely. Here's what you must automate and isolate: your phone, your inbox, your social feed, and other people's emergencies. Why? Because every time you start your day by consuming external noise, you surrender your mental freedom. You gain more power to make a deliberate choice later if your morning is a silent sanctuary of creation, not consumption. Save your power for, should I launch this now? Should I commit to this financial risk? Should I master this new skill? That's how you become a high-impact creator. Look around your life. Ask yourself, what is the first thing I consume that is not my own thought? Now, remove it. Automate the small. Isolate the crucial. No. 2. Choose depth over distribution. Most people choose actions that give them quick, shallow feedback. They want the dopamine hit of posting or sharing instead of the silent work of building. They chase the quick reply, the public validation, the likes now because it feels like moving. But here's the truth. Shallow distribution often creates deep emptiness. Deep creation often comes from temporary invisibility. When you choose what feels easy and surface level now, you're usually mortgaging your future credibility. But when you choose the deep, difficult work, you're gifting mastery to your future self. Before any major commitment, ask yourself, will this give me real mastery in 1 year, or just applause tonight? If it gives you applause, it's a distraction. If it demands mastery, it's the right focus. No 3. Use the focus distance impact, FDI rule. This rule will shield you from shiny object syndrome for the rest of your career. It's simple but brutal. Whenever you face a new opportunity, a new task, or a new person, pause and ask 3 questions. How much focus will this demand in 10 minutes? How far does this push my main goal in 10 months? What is the genuine impact on my life in 10 years? In 10 minutes, you might feel the rush of excitement. In 10 months, that initial excitement will fade. In 10 years, only the compounded impact will remain. This rule helps you zoom out and ignore the instant pull. You're tempted to start a new side hustle, but you stop and ask, how much focus will this demand that will be stolen from my main goal? You realize the new thing is a parasite, not a partner. That's the power of distance. It separates impulse from purpose. No 4. Never commit. When your mind is in recovery mode, let's be honest, most people don't commit to bad things because they are foolish. They commit because they are simply mentally depleted, overstimulated, or late at night. You don't need perfect genius to make good commitments. You just need the right mental state. Every small, irrelevant consumption throughout the day, the quick scroll, the minor conflict, the endless news loop, it all drains your focus battery. So when it's finally time to make a big choice, your battery is already dead. And what happens when the battery is dead? You start operating on the path of least resistance. You say yes to the easiest option. You say no to the necessary challenge. You settle. You shout. You quit. You overcommit. You agree to things you'll regret by sunrise. There's a reason people send panicked, overpromised emails at 11 p.m. It's not because they mean it. It's because your brain at night is not your real brain. It's tired. It's a depleted defense system. So what should you do when you feel the pull of a bad commitment? Do nothing. Pause. Sleep. Let the mental fog clear. Say this powerful sentence. I will not sign, start, or commit to anything tonight. I will decide when my focus is a 100%. No 5. Don't make permanent choices based on temporary moods. Let me say something hard. Some people ruin their decade of progress in a 5-minute lapse of discipline. A person quits the gym after one bad week. An entrepreneur deletes their entire archive over one frustrating client call. A student drops a hard class because of one difficult assignment. They made a permanent decision during a temporary frustration. You are allowed to feel everything: exhaustion, fear, confusion, the need to quit. All of it is human. All of it is okay. But here's the iron rule. Feel everything. Lock down your commitments. Why? Because moods are like clouds. They pass. But if you make a commitment during a cloudburst, like quitting your passion project, it will never be undone without a fight. When the emotion is loud, sit still. When your focus is scattered, write, don't act. Wait 24 hours. Let your emotional noise settle, then decide. 1 second of stillness can save you from a decade of derailment. Don't kill your forward momentum because of a fleeting mood. No 6. Flip the scenario. Pretend it's a consultant's problem. Have you ever noticed something strange? When it's your problem, you're paralyzed. But when you're advising a client or a friend, the solution is obvious. Why? Because when you're inside the problem, your focus is emotional. When you're outside, your focus is strategic. That's why one of the most powerful tools for focus is this. Treat your life like a client you are paid $10,000 an hour to advise. Imagine your best friend came to you and said, "I'm spending all my time on this low-paying client who drains me while delaying the high-impact passion project. What should I do?" You would say, "Fire the bad client. Triple your focus on the passion project. Immediately." You'd say it without hesitation. Now imagine you are doing the exact same thing, but you keep waiting, delaying, doubting. Why? Because your personal emotions are blinding your strategic focus. Whatever advice you would give to the client you most respect is the focus you need to bring to your own life. It's just distance from your own noise. No 7. Create your personal elimination manifesto. This tip is the ultimate long-term protection. You cannot control every demand. You cannot control every opportunity, but you can control what you refuse to engage with by creating your own elimination manifesto, your list of non-negotiable no's. These are your boundaries, your standard of engagement. Ask yourself, what are 3 things I will never let compromise my attention, no matter the reward? 1. I will never chase a trend that doesn't align with my core mission. 2. I will never work for someone who lies or manipulates. 3. I will never allow my phone in my bedroom after 10 p.m. Now, every time you're offered a partnership, a new project, a risk, or a late-night scrolling session, you don't decide emotionally. You simply ask, does this violate my elimination manifesto? If the answer is yes to even one, you walk away. No doubt, no regret, no wasted focus. You don't chase everything. You don't fear missing out. You follow your core principles. No 8. Reject fast so you can commit fully. You don't need more options. You need a better filter. Most people say yes to everything because they fear disappointing others or fear missing out. But here's the painful reality. Every weak yes creates strong dilution. When you say yes too easily, you join things you don't believe in. You spend energy on low-return tasks. You make promises that dilute your main mission. You fill your day with noise and lose the space for what truly matters. If it's not a clear, full-body yes, it's a clear, immediate no. The best in the world don't delay the rejection. They protect their focus, energy, and mission like treasure. Saying no is not selfish. It is the highest form of self-respect. Ask yourself, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? Your health? Your best project? Your time with family? People who say yes to everything end up with nothing substantial. People who say no to the noise make space for the life they truly want. No 9. Your current state is the result of the last 5 moments of attention. This will wake you up like a cold shower. Most people feel like their life is a random mess. But here's the brutal truth. Your life was built attention span by attention span. You are living inside the result of your last 5 major focus choices. What were the last 5 things you poured your focus into? The skill you practiced? The relationship you nourished? The addiction you fed? The procrastination habit you entertained? Your current peace, your current pain, your current plateau, they are all connected to those 5 choices. That's not bad news. That is immense power. Because if your focus built your current state, your next 5 moments of laser focus can rebuild it too. You don't need permission. You just need to shift your attention deliberately. Stop living by accident. Focus on purpose. Note 10. Ask, what would my peak state future self thank me for? Your future self is always watching. Watching where you put your focus. Watching how you use your time. Every action you take today is either a gift or a debt to the person you'll become. Before you choose anything, ask, will my future peak state self thank me for this deep work or hate me for this distraction? Imagine the version of you who is thriving, peaceful, successful, focused. What would that version beg you to do tonight? Do it. That future person is counting on your attention right now. You don't just make choices, you forge consequences. You build what you live with. So next time you're about to dilute your focus, say out loud, I don't live for right now. I live for the version of me I'm committed to becoming. No 11. When in doubt, choose depth over speed. The trap of modern life is the pressure to be fast at everything. But life's greatest rewards, mastery, wisdom, peace, require slowness and depth. If a decision makes you nervous but also forces you to go deeper into your craft, your truth, or your mission, that's the right one. That's the path of depth. If a decision feels fast, easy, and surface level, that's a comfort trap. Comfort will steal your attention silently. Don't chase comfort. Chase the profound. Ask, does this decision encourage me to skim the surface or to dig a trench? If it forces you to dig, do it, even if it's hard. Because the right decision is often the one that demands your fullest, deepest focus. No 12. The best time to decide is in the neutral zone, the moment before the deadline. That is the chaos zone. The moment you feel the rush of excitement, that is the impulse zone. The moment you feel tired, that is the depletion zone. The best decisions are made in the neutral zone, when you are rested, calm, and free from external pressure. If someone is rushing you, pause. If your mind is racing, breathe. If the world says now or never, choose never. Because the fastest way to regret is to commit in the wrong state of mind. When you feel pushed, your mind is compromised. Make decisions like a master, from a place of clarity and stillness. Your timing will protect your destiny. No 13. Stop choosing between two types of mediocrity. This tip is a secret weapon. Most people are stuck choosing between two bad options. Should I stay in this toxic job or be miserable and unemployed? Should I date this person I don't love or be alone forever? They suffer because they don't realize there is always a third path, the path of creation. Sometimes the right decision is to walk away from both choices, to wait and build a better path, to raise your standards, to tell your brain, these are not my only two choices. I will create a new one. If no option gives you peace, don't choose. Wait. Learn. Grow. Create the option you deserve. That's not a weakness. That's mental freedom. So now you know. Your life is not built by luck, not by dreams, but by the unrelenting focus you bring to your choices. Every time you choose depth over distraction, stillness over speed, and purpose over pressure, you don't just make a better choice, you become a better person. From today, stop avoiding, stop running, focus. Focus with clarity. Focus with courage. Because one powerful moment of focus, backed by the truth, can rewrite your whole story.